At Gear Restore, we're as passionate about outdoor pursuits as you are.
Hi, I'm Russell, and we're here today from beautiful Northeast Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and the global palatial headquarters of Gear Restore, where we make your gear last longer and perform better. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how we'd like to see your uniforms come back to us. So for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to pretend that I have the charisma of a WestJet flight attendant, while simultaneously speaking to you in my typical accountant monotone. So when you're shipping a cardboard box, whether it's 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles, bad things can happen. Most of them are totally out of your control. But to protect your investment, there are certain things that you can do, and we'll be showing you those things so that your goods can arrive safely to us. So let's have a look. First thing we're going to talk about is ordering your boxes. The standard pallet is about 48 inches by 42 inches. And as you will see, the boxes that we would like you to order are 24 inches wide, 16 inches deep, and 16 inches tall, and they are perfect to stack on a standard pallet. Do not get the boxes that are 16 by 16 by 24 inches tall. They do not stack well. Let's talk now about how you make the boxes. It's pretty simple. You just follow along the folds. Give it some good tape on the bottom, because we don't want the bottom to blow up when you pick up the box. It's better to get decent tape, otherwise you'll just end up using more. If you misalign the tape, use a bit more. Tape about 1/4 of the way in from the box at each end. And when you're taping, tape about 4 to 6 inches down the sides to ensure that it holds. Smooth the tape down again to make sure it's holding. If you have room in your warehouse or uniform room, these boxes can be used for several years. Just knock them down and stack them flat. When you're filling the boxes, it is better for us if the boxes are not mixed. We would like to see boxes that have all pants or all jackets or all vests, not some of each. The most important thing when packing the boxes is to pack them as full as you can. You should actually compress the air out of the garments when you're closing the box. If the boxes are not fully packed, the boxes on the bottom row of a stacked pallet will not hold the weight of the boxes on top, and we could experience crushing. Additionally, if the boxes are not full, your transportation costs will be higher as you will need more pallets. When stacking the boxes on the pallet, if you know you have some boxes that might be heavier than others, place them on the bottom row. Therefore, you don't have to lift the heavy boxes to the top, and you won't have to worry so much about crushing. What we want to see is 3 boxes oriented one way and 2 oriented the other. And then you switch that orientation for the next row. Row 3 is the same as row 1. Row 4 is the same as row 2. The reason we do this is because the overlapping edges of the boxes provide additional support for the weight to be placed on top. Do not stack without this overlap. The boxes could more easily tip over. Stack 4 rows high. If you have a couple of extra boxes of uniforms that don't fit into the 20 boxes per pallet, you can throw them on top. But if you have, say, 50 boxes, probably best to put them on 3 pallets. For wrapping the pallets, there's lots of videos on YouTube that can give you some guidance on stretch wrapping your pallets. I usually like to go around twice at the bottom and twice at the top for additional stability. If there are going to be problems with a stacked pallet, it would likely be at the top or the bottom. So don't be stingy on the stretch wrap in those places or in general. Recommend you get a fairly good grade of wrap. You may want to consider edge protectors to help stabilize your pallets, prevent shifting loads, and avoid damage. I just used gloved hands to wrap. You don't necessarily need a stretch wrap dispenser. Once the pallets are wrapped, try not to let them touch each other. The static on the plastic may end up clinging to the next pallet's plastic, and then it can come off. When you're preparing your uniforms to send them to us, please open and empty all pockets. Gear Restore will pat down the garments when we get them to try and catch anything that might have been missed, but we may still miss items in the pockets. Pens will explode in the laundry process, potentially causing damage to every other uniform piece in the washing machine, as well as to our washers and dryers. Please do up the main zippers on jackets and vests, and do up the snaps on pants. Never pack any uniforms for shipment while they are wet. They will form mold, which is not good for the uniform and is a health risk for anyone who handles the uniforms. Please compile all your repairs and place them into separate boxes that are clearly marked repair. All other boxes will be assumed laundry only and do not have to be marked.